The fallout from Commander Masters is continuing to have a downward spiral and pressure on LGS and players alike. In today's video, we're going to discuss what's been going on as everyone else has been attracted to Wilds of Eldraine or upcoming sets like Doctor Who, the Commander deck series. We have a lot to discuss in today's video, and it's all about Commander Masters. If you thought the road was bumpy now, just wait a little while longer to see what happens with Commander Masters. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Commander Masters, it already has a bad reputation, and yeah, there's a few players out there still buying a couple of boxes here and there at deeply discounted prices. The players who bought the boxes at full price are clearly insulted, and then you've got guys like at Alpha Investments, you got Rudy there selling this stuff off because he got a deal on it. And you know he wouldn't be selling it if he wasn't making some coin, which means they just keep discounting this product. Now I want you to think about a festival in a box, Vegas 2024. What do you think they're going to offer up as one of the cards, packs, boxes inside that festival box? I'm calling it now. Get ready for it a year from now. We're going to rehash this video because this is what Wizards of the Coast has come to. The disregard and insulting nature of how they treat us, their consumer base. It just gets worse and worse. Players get more and more angry, and they forget it's a game that they should be enjoying. For any player paying full price, learn your lesson, wait for the Amazon dump. Wizards of the Coast needs to learn to recalibrate their pricing, because what's happening with Commander Masters is the prices are all over the place. I've seen LGSs charging about 20% less to all the way up to 30% less. I've seen stuff on Amazon, discounted prices everywhere. Even stuff shown on my Discord is cheaper than what Rudy was selling stuff for. It is a nightmare out there for any player trying to buy the sealed product. Now, when we're looking at the singles, you're probably like, hey, they got Jeweled Lotus. Yep, $70 and still falling. We got the Great Henge. It's really cheap right now. You're right, and less likely to ever recover if they keep reprinting and reprinting and reprinting. Don't worry about the value of your cards because they're going to keep being degraded, downgraded, downsized, shrunk, sliced, diced, however you want to put the analogy. You're getting a smaller piece of the pie. That's what Wizards of the Coast is doing. This is how they're treating the customer. They're not respecting the hard-earned money people paid to buy these cards in the secondary market, to be proud of opening a box of Throne of Eldraine and getting a Great Henge. Instead, they reprint the thing out, put it everywhere, and just watch it crash. Jeweled Lotus, sure, Commander Legends, amazing. Amazing set, don't get me wrong. Great seeing all these new cards for the Commander format, only to see it reprinted a couple of years later. They should have waited another 3 or 4 years, but they didn't, because that's how they feel. That's how they want to do things. They want the biggest piece of the pie. Now, when you put all that in, and that negativity bubbles over, and you can feel it in my voice, and you can see it in my actions, imagine how everybody else feels. And I know it's not everyone. Some of you guys are happy the prices are collapsing in price. You're happy the cards are going to zero. Let me ask you something. Do you know what happens when the cards go to zero across the board? I can give you lots of examples, but do you know what happens? Take a second, because I'm about to get you. Overpower cards went to zero. They stopped making the game. Oh, that's right. Jihad, the Masquerade, went to zero, stopped making the game. Illuminati stopped making the game. Transformers TCG stopped making the game. If Hasbro can't make money on the secondary market, if they can't leech money from us and everything went to zero, the game would end. It would just end. There'd be millions of cards for us all to play with for the next generation, but they would stop being inventive and creative, and the game would just stop eventually. It would end up at a dollar store, and you'd be able to buy the packs cheap for like $1, like playing cards. Now, people may not care about that. You may want the game to go that way, but if that was the case, you could proxy those cards now anyway. So you shouldn't care about the value no matter what. Let the collectors, let the players who go to tournaments worry about that stuff. If you're a player who just plays the game casually, I understand why you want a proxy. I totally can get behind it. I've written on paper before and said, this is what this card represents. Of course we have. I understand, especially with a limited pocket run. But the way they've treated us knowingly doing it, trying to leech out every bit, and even the new secret layers, more reprints. Emrakul, the Promised End, I saw it, the new Brainstorm, again. Come on. Players are getting way too savvy for this, and every time they see it, they get a little more resentful, a little more angry. And rightfully so for the players who feel that way. Again, I can't speak for everyone. This is me taking an opinion. This is an entertainment channel trying to bring across some information on how I get emails, messages, Discord, and 2 letters came in the mail, which was awesome to see at my MTG Moxman post office box. That was kind of cool. But either way, that's how players feel. And YouTube is a microcosm of a voicing box saying, we don't like this, when the most majority mass people out there are still buying products, but they're not buying Commander Masters. I know that for a fact because I'm checking with the stores. I can see the sales figures. I know how much is selling. The singles are all slowing down. Everything's slowing down. You notice it didn't make the top 10 video? You notice they're all off the top 10 and Wild's Drain took over? Because those cards are pretty good and reasonably priced. I still think they got a scam going with those uncommons, but that's a battle for a different day. When I saw the latest information on Commander Masters, the sales figures, the fact that distribution's got this stuff waiting to go, it made me realize how much must still be waiting at warehouses. They may be turning the ship to fix things. Wizards might be coming around, but they're way too slow. They need to get like Iron Man on this and like turn the whole boat sideways and get it going the opposite direction. I've done videos on this. I've put the information together, and it doesn't matter if you like it or don't. If you like my channel or you don't. You support me or you don't. Either way, you like the game Magic the Gathering. That's why you play it. That's why we all play it. There are good and bad parts to cards having value. I understand both sides of it. I've been on the poor side and I'm on the rich side now because I happen not to get rid of my collection. But when they put out products like Commander Masters with no value for any of the other products that came before it, look at Ultimate Masters, Iconic Masters, Masters 25, Modern Masters 1, 2, whatever. Look at all those products. They sit on store shelves. They can't be moved. Look at cards like Tarmogoyf. Look what's happened to players who bought these products at top dollar to see them shrivel and whittle away to nothing. And again, I get it. Some people are not going to care. They're like, good. They overpaid. Guys, it's a circle. It's just going to keep going around. But Wizards of the Coast does have an agenda. And no matter what side of the fence you're on, you like Magic the Gathering, and that's in the middle right now. And if you think if the cards all go cheap, it's good for everyone, no, there's a problem there. If they all go expensive, that's a problem there. You need a middle ground. You need the market to be recognized. You need Wizards of the Coast to have a reprint schedule that lets us know when these things are coming up. They need to protect the artwork. They need to do something to get the intrinsic value of the cards up to a certain level. Because if they don't have value, they're in trouble. The way they're reprinting things like Commander Masters, and yeah, I'm pointing to a box that's off the screen right now because I'm looking at it, you can see the values being degraded to the point where it's like, wow, that card's like $5 now? It used to be like $30. And you just see it going down and down. Are they going to reprint it again and bring it to $1, only to reprint something else later that's more valuable and a better version of it to get you to buy that one? Seems like a cycle, doesn't it? It seems like something is planned out methodically to make sure they get to keep milking us for money. As long as we're all aware of it and we agree to it, it's great. But products like this, I don't think any of us agreed to that at those price points. Reprints should be affordable. And they should be limited quantities to protect the value of those cards. To protect the people who do pay top dollar. I think that's something everyone needs to consider next time they see Modern Horizons 3 or something like Commander Masters 2025 coming out. This stuff's coming down the pipe, whether you like it or not. How we choose to engage with the products is up to each individual person. Either way, it's fascinating to see how it's all played out and to see the stores having a struggling hard time. The economy's in a bad place, and Wizards still try to jack up the prices only to see everything fall in the secondary market. To see those prices start collapsing in on themselves when they realized players wouldn't pay that price. And the funny thing is, I bet you next time they try it, it won't be that expensive. They will thin out the soup. They will take out some of the good cards in there, but they will make sure to price it lower. You wait and see. And for all those things about the mystery booster box, I don't know if you guys realize, they didn't give us Mana Crypt, but it's inside those boxes. Just something to think about. Makes you wonder why they do certain things. They knew they had to get rid of those boxes, and that's still a sought-after card that will draw players. It doesn't matter how big the card pool is. It's a massive, 1,000+ cards inside the mystery boosters, but one of those cards could be that Mana Crypt. It would make more sense for a player just to go buy a Mana Crypt. Just saying. But that's not what players think about. They think about the possibilities. And Wizards will take us for every dollar if we let them. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for listening to the Moxman complain and talk about how things need to get better and how I think they will in the long run. But wow, is it going to take them a while to do it. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel today. I hope you're having a wonderful day in the world of Magic. Remember, it is an awesome game. We should play it. We should enjoy it. No matter what side of this fence is on, that, there, or there, the middle ground says we all still love Magic. Let's enjoy the game. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. It's all about the patrons. You can see their names flashing by right now. These are the people who support the channel. These are the small business owners. These are the people and individuals who help me make this content by supporting the channel. Patrons rule! I'm definitely not supposed to be here.